Welcome to Redvee TV, down here at the Totally Wicked Stadium this evening, where the first of a series of forums are going to be held, hopefully raising money for the Academy Tour of 2019. I'm just going to pass it on to Dave Howarth, who's going to tell us a little bit about what we're going to be up to over the course of the season.
Yeah, thanks Dave. What we're looking at over the course of the year is putting on 5 or 6 forums where we're going to obviously players in, do a bit of a Q&A session, obviously open at the Totally Wicked Stadium, looking at every other month, and maybe another few dues, maybe comedy curry nights either here or maybe around the town. Obviously all the money that's raised is going to go towards the funding of the next Academy Tour to Australia in 2019, and obviously it's just a message to all the Saints fans that, you know, get down here for a good night. We'll be on a Wednesday night in the main. It's £10. You know, good hospitality, good Q&A, good guests, and hopefully see you down here over the course of the year. Yeah,
you've set the bar high this evening. Justin Holbrook, Luke Thompson, Morgan Knowles, Tommy Martin on the forum this evening. And just Tommy, what for the club? How do these evenings and the money raised, how do they benefit the academy?
Well, obviously this goes towards the Australia tour, which happens every 2 years, but it develops the kids as well. They've grown up playing against kids who they've played against week in, week out, year after year of their own age group. Well, now they get the chance to go to Australia, play against much bigger opponents, much better drilled opponents. So it is beneficial. You look at some of the players who've been on the tours, you know, like tonight we've got Morgan Knowles and Luke Thompson here, but we've had Percy, you know, Johnny Lomax, the players that it develops and it turns them, and it also gives them a bit of responsibility and you know, the chance for them to be away from the mum and the dad. Some of the kids have never been out of the country before, you know, so it gives them responsibility. They've got to learn how to cook, they've got to learn how to be independent, and it turns them from kids into men. And the parents have commented on how big a change they see in the kids when they come back from these tours.
And obviously you've named basically a production line of players that have come through and then end up in the first team, and obviously we know how successful the teams are when they do go down under and how well respected the club are down there.
Yeah, I mean it's fantastic. You know, I didn't go on the tour last time, but the final game against a team I can't think who they played, but they've actually did their homework. They went to every single game that Saints have played, and they see it as a big step for the teams that they're developing over there as well. You know, it's I think the last 3 tours they've only lost 2 games or something like that, which is absolutely phenomenal for these young kids. You know, to give them self-belief as well when they get over there. You know, they see the size of the opponents. You know, and as kids, that's all they do. As soon as they come out, they think, geez, how big are these guys? But you know, after 10 or 15 minutes, they realise that hey, we're not as bad as what we think we are. You know, and they're giving it a good go. And certainly the last tour they went, they played against a team who the Saints had never got beat by. And they did a full review of the Saints team and did video sessions. So it speaks highly of the club that, you know, they're well thought of over there in the academy setup.
Obviously the fans, there's 258 fans in the main function in the 1873 lounge, waiting to hear some of your stories this evening as well as some of the current players. So we won't keep you much longer. So next couple of months.
Yeah, no, obviously we'll try and get it out on social media as quick as we can, either through the club. Tickets will be available via the club online, via myself, via Brian Wright, and the other members of the organising committee. And obviously we'll keep you posted as best we can, and you know, hopefully, as I said before, plenty of turn up over the course of the season. Support the lads, support the future that's coming through the club, and see you soon, hopefully.
Right, we won't keep you much longer.
Cheers, Dave.
Let you go. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. We've got Kev behind the camera, making sure it's all working well. So come on, Kev. We may as well carry it on and we'll work straight through. Right, so looking back on last week. Kev. We've got Mr. Orford. Mr. Orford making an appearance. You may as well come on while you're still here.
Right. What are you filming?
We're filming. Let's go on Redvee TV. Steve Orford, Kev Pender, both contributors to the forum. What did you make of last week?
I thought it was alright, yeah. You know, similar to Catalan, it was a gritty rather than spectacular performance. Yeah, so happy with the win though. Difficult place to go. I haven't got a great record there, so to be honest, yeah, I was happy with the win.
Friday night, looking forward to it. Salford.
Oh, it's going to be cold, isn't it? I've just been outside there thinking it can really freeze on Friday. Yeah, expecting a win, yeah, to be honest. Salford haven't started the best, and only got a win last week, but I think got on with fancy 6 to
yeah.
put a few points.
Should do. we won't keep you much longer because we think you missed the start of the forum. You don't hurry up. We'll carry on with the show. Everybody's dropping in this evening. So yeah, last week, all the games. Obviously all the teams that came back from Australia all got beat. Any major shocks? I thought Leeds would have turned Widnes over, but obviously that didn't turn out to be the case.
Yeah, I thought Leeds would have won as well. Just with that little extra bit of time. They were missing quite a few. I think
it was 11 in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I think once you have that type of disruption, going to Widnes, which is a difficult place to go, they were always going to struggle. Fair play to Widnes for
fair play to Widnes before their one fan who likes to comment on our videos canes us again.
Well, we're obsessed with Widnes.
Yeah, we're obsessed with Widnes. Let's predict they'll get beat again this week. We'll be right eventually. Obviously Wigan giving Warrington a kick up, haven't they? Warrington didn't have the greatest start, and then they kick-started the season by obviously returning to Australia jet-lagged.
Yeah, I expected Warrington to win that one, to be honest. I just thought that obviously with Wigan coming back from over there, then Warrington would sneak a win, and that's exactly what they did.
This week, St Salford Friday night. It's currently -2 out there. It felt like -9 according to one of the weather apps today. More ice and cold weather due over the next couple of days. It'd be interesting just to see how many Super League games actually go ahead this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. There's a bit of snow predicted for Friday, I think. We've played Salford in the snow before, though. We'll get the yellow ball out of storage and see how we go, even if we can't take up our usual spec on the West Stand. If the game goes ahead, which you do imagine they'll be doing everything they can.
Yeah, I think they've got the covers over on the pitch at the moment. At the end of the day, if it can't go ahead, then it means we're not going to be stood in -5 temperatures. So it's not a lose-lose. Hopefully we can get the game to go ahead, and so the club don't have to look to rearrange, because obviously it's a little bit of a congested weekend, isn't it? Obviously the 10k taking place down here at the stadium on Sunday. So if they did have to rearrange it all, it could be a bit of a problem. Fixture congestion headache for the club.
It could be, unless they can try and sort it for a bit later on Sunday. I mean, it's all ifs and buts.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It might be bright sunny tomorrow, and we won't have them issues at all. One change in the squad this week. I think we talked about it on Friday night. Ryan Morgan coming back into the 19 at the expense of Matty Lees. Would we expect Ryan Morgan to go straight back in the side at the expense of either Regan Grace, Adam Swift, one of the two of them?
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
Move Tommy back to the wing?
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that Matty Lees hasn't retained his place and isn't going to get a hit out against Salford. But I'd imagine Ryan Morgan will slot straight back in, Tommy making some right wing, and then I'm glad it's not my decision between Grace and Swift.
I personally think Swift has... Not that Regan Grace has done anything wrong, but Adam Swift has done more to justify and deserve his place, and it shows that if you play well, you'll keep your place in the team.
Yeah, there's been a couple of errors from Regan under the high ball. Maybe it's time, because he's not had a break. He's not had a break from the spotlight.
But all wingers struggle with the high ball at some point,
especially early on in the career.
Somebody made a really good point on the forum this week. The conversation was a little bit of how quiet the forums have been, but that's symptomatic of the club playing well. Yeah. People haven't got anything to moan about. But the thing that struck me was that how refreshing it is to be discussing which two wingers or three good players get the nod. It's not about who should be dropped because they're not playing well. It's which two of the informed players, and if we can continue that throughout the season in the variety of positions, it only bodes well.
Well, that's it. I mean, we've got a fully fit squad, have we, pretty much?
Yeah.
With only Morgan Knowles missing due to suspension. Isn't it great how we can leave like 19 pretty much untouched, just the odd change here and there? It makes a change. It's not going to be like that all season. Let's enjoy it while we can. And you know what? Whoever misses out is going to be really unlucky, because the team's going pretty well at the moment.
Does it say a lot about Justin Holbrook's potential ruthlessness? Ruthless? What's the word?
Ruthlessness.
That's the word. Yeah. Ruthless. Still can't say it. That he's gone with such a strong squad and he's not rotating at all. No, we're only 3 weeks in, 3 games in, but there's pretty much been no rotation. And it's all about getting the points on the board early on. Other teams are faltering around us. They're all struggling for form early in the year. We've won 3 out of 3. but we're not letting up.
It probably is, but also I think he's probably been quite lucky not to suffer quite a few injuries, because you always get at the start of the season, seemingly you do get a couple of niggles throughout the start, and you may have to chop and change a couple, then you get a big injury, and all of a sudden it looks like you're making changes for change's sake. But I do think he is quite ruthless. I do think his man management must be brilliant, though, to keep everybody happy and everybody knowing that they will get the chance throughout this season.
You'd like to think that he will have sat down with the players and he's told them the plan.
Yeah.
That they all know what's going to be expected of them and when throughout the season. Predictions for Friday night then? Will it go ahead?
Yeah, I think...
Michael Fisher, it's not going to rain.
John Ketley.
Whatever. Michael Fisher, John Ketley, one of the two.
No,
if it goes ahead.
If it goes ahead, I think Saints by 14 or so. Especially if it doesn't snow. If it snows, then we will probably have a game that was pretty much like, was it Lewis Charnock played in it when we played in the snow last time?
When I think fans were sneaking on shuffling snow at times.
Yeah,
that bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think a lot depends on the weather. Do you know what? The way the weather is at the moment, and how cold it is, just like Friday night, I don't particularly care how we play as long as we win.
That's fair enough.
At the end of the day, I think we've too often in the past we've been talking about we want great performances, and I've always said result comes first. You get the result, and then you can work on your performance second.
I'll take an average performance like the Huddersfield game, like I critiqued it straight after the game.
Still wasn't as bad as you made out, but anyway.
I didn't say it was bad, I just said it was average.
Right, we will see you, hopefully, fingers crossed, on Friday night for an instant fan reaction video here on Redvee TV. Get involved after the games. We are usually by under the Kieran Cunningham statue by the lamppost. We set the camera up. Come on and give us your thoughts, and we're always delighted to see you. In the meantime, keep an eye on the social media. And get talking on the forums and let us know your thoughts. And obviously, in the next couple of months, as we discussed earlier at the start of the show, these forums that are going on at the club, you'll see them advertised on the club website, on the social media, and on the Redvee website as well. So we'll try and keep you aware of when it's going on, and you can get down here and you can support the boys on the academy tour.